And again, this is for the people who feel as if to be a good Christian or to be a good person means that all you do is follow the law. That's it. All you must do is follow the law, and as long as you follow the law, God is pleased. How many people think that God is always pleased as long as you follow the law? That's the question.
I think most people think that way, KaHun. They think they follow the law, and that's it. That's kind of a tough question for me personally to ask, because I'm thinking about the other side as well. So it's that's a tricky question, but I think most people would agree, if you follow the laws, you know, the Most High or God is going to take care of you. You're going to be in good favor with it.
I think one would have to ask which law, because they ain't all laws right.
That's my question too. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. See, because slavery was a law.
There we go.
Huh?
Yeah,
slavery
right.
was a law.
Exactly. It wasn't God's law.
This is where I pause at some of my highfalutin friends who look down on people who don't necessarily see man's law as the ultimate law.
Come on, that's right.
Slavery, indeed, was a law. This is why we celebrate Emancipation Day, because that law, they say, was changed.
Right.
Right.
And so, John chapter 2, can we all see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we see this.
Let's start at verse 13, my sister.
John 2, verse 13. And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting.
Let's stop for a second. So these people were in the temple, and it doesn't say that they were there illegally. Were they there illegally?
Doesn't say so.
Doesn't seem so. They would have been arrested or accosted, or they would have mentioned.
And they seemed like they were in there
Doing business.
doing business, correct?
Transacting business, that's right.
Business as usual.
Okay, beautiful. Continue, my sister.
Verse 15. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple.
My Lord.
And the sheep and the oxen and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables.
Now let's stop for a second, see, because people say they love Jesus. Oh, wow, they love Jesus. But if this was downtown and they had changed one of the original kanisa into a house of selling goods and wares, and someone had gone in there and threw everything over, what would they have said? They would have said he had to pay these people back, correct?
So you shoot him.
Hey, yeah, you've been listening. They should have shot this man. What else? What would they have said? Because was this the best decision, or was this the right decision? Come on, let's talk.
You got to pay it back.
You got to pay it back. That's not how you do things. We are a country of law and order. You don't just go inside of the workspace of individuals and just decide to throw everything over. He could have asked them to leave, couldn't he?
Yes, he could have.
Yeah. Who say he didn't though?
True.
Let me say why he probably did ask them. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he didn't just pick up something and start swinging.
Hey, watch him make it.
Man, sit down, and y'all know what a small, you know what a scourge is?
Sound like it, right?
Coming to the count of 9?
Oh, it's
the nine.
definitely the cat of
Yeah,
nine.
he was putting that together.
So,
Alright.
so you in there selling stuff, right? The man say, you're all disrespecting the house of the Most High Heavenly One.
Mm-hmm.
People say, yeah, we hear you. And they continue to sell. And so he say, all right, I've spoken. We've petitioned, because we've been asking them to move our statue now for quite some time. I was one of the people who marched. Some of you may have also been, to get the holiday removed so that we wouldn't be celebrating Discovery Day anymore, but instead National Heroes Day. But see here, John chapter 2, verse 15 say, he sat outside, and this is what he made. See this? And
He made the same things they use on us.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's show you how it actually looks.
Well, you must be a smart boy, because that's a serious cupcake.
Well, you know,
Sat back on the big.
I don't think they stood there to get hit. They didn't say that part. He chased them away.
Mm.
Right?
Someone get the voice whacked.
Yeah. You know, someone get light up. And the
Yeah,
light
someone got it.
that this fella was
Amen.
he wasn't playing. This fella wasn't playing. Teacher, let's show you the scourge. All of the rulers carried. Because this Yahshua Ka-Rast was none other than Tut-Ankh-Amun. We're all still seeing the screen?
Yes, go.
Yes.
Do you see this
Flail.
flail here?
Yes.
Can you see the cursor?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
Yes,
it's the same thing.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
We traveling with that.
That.
Ah.
Okay. Yeah.
Got a little curve on it too. So if you run around the corner,
They kept calling you.
That's for hooking. That'll hook you back.
Yeah.
You understand? So even in all of the righteousness of the real and living Messiah, Yahshua Ka-Rast, he, and all of his wisdom, didn't just wait for so-called law and order to make things better. Because law and order does not necessarily always align with divine law. Amun?
Amen.
Morning, he was shaking up the establishment.
Exactly. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 14. Because there are people who say they love to read the Bible, and they say that they are Christians, and they say that they know that the way a Christian is supposed to act is to always just be in alignment with the government. Whatever the government says, then that's all you should do, even though we'll find that the people who they say they following didn't think that way. So Luke chapter 14, these laws again come into play. Start at verse 1.
Luke 14, verse 1. And it came to pass, as he went into the house of one of the chief Pharisees to eat bread on the Sabbath day, that they watched him.
So when you live in divine law, the people who say that they are the helm of religion, the people who say that they hold the religious authority, they watch you
Right.
because they know that at the end of the day, they're holding cards for man's law versus divine law. Continue.
And behold, there was a certain man before him which had the dropsy.
Mhm.
And Jesus answering spake unto the lawyers and Pharisees, saying, Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath day?
So again, are we going to make the best decision? Or are we going to make the right decision? Continue.
Verse 4, and they held their peace, and he took him and healed him and let him go.
So that was that. His answer wasn't, let me explain to you. His answer wasn't, let me carry you to the scriptures. His answer was, something has to be done. Let's do it.
Right.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
often we are going to have to do things that are unpopular.
Mm.
And we will only be following the example of the real and living Messiah, Yahshua Christ, when we do it. Continue.
Verse 5, and answered them, saying, Which of you shall have an ass or an ox fallen into a pit, and will not straightway pull him out on the Sabbath day?
Mm.
And they could not answer him again to these things.
So again, people have all of the right answers if all they do is follow what is prescribed by what is called law. But when they buck divine law, they don't have answers.
Mm.
Let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 12. Going through these scriptures because the discussion is boiling in this country.
Mm.
And people are going to try to bring up scripture and they're going to try to find excuses, say that that gentleman should be put under the jail. They're going to say that you shouldn't celebrate a statue being destroyed, and a statue was destroyed in front of your church. That's what someone said to me. And I said, well, we didn't have a statue of a mass murderer, did we?
Hmm.
We didn't have a statue of a pedophile. We didn't have a statue of an enslaver. But again, slave mind, the demon mind, is one that will fight to keep the system just the way it is. They will defend it. They will not live like the real and living Messiah, Yahshua Christ. Matthew chapter 12. Continue, my sister, verse 1.
Matthew 12, verse 1. And that time Jesus went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were hungry, and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat.
We hungry, we eating. Go ahead.
But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day.
See, the law, the law. Y'all aren't following the law. Go ahead.
But he said unto them, Have ye not read what David did when he was hungered, and they that were with him? How he entered into the house of God and did eat the shewbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests.
So again, was the best decision made? Was the right decision made? David was hungry. He knew he wasn't supposed to touch that bread. But he said, this may not be the right decision. But the best decision is we're going to eat. Are you with me?
Yes.
Continue, sis.
Verse 5. Or have ye not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple. But if ye had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, ye would not have condemned the guiltless. For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day.
Continue.
And when he was departed thence, he went into their synagogue. And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. And they asked him, saying, Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days? That they might accuse him.
So again, this devil, this accuser, that's what the whole war in Revelation chapter 12 was all about. This accusing, this slandering. So they wanted to accuse him of breaking the law. They set up these laws to maintain this evil system. When you, excuse me, go against it, then it's, well, we're supposed to be a people of law and order, you know. When the fact of the matter is, some of the laws contravene divine law. Continue.
Verse 11. And he said unto them, What man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out?
Go ahead.
How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days. Then he said, he to the man, Stretch forth thine hand. And he stretched it forth, and it was restored whole, like as the other.
Go ahead.
Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him, how they might destroy him. But when Jesus knew it, he withdrew himself from thence, and great multitudes followed him, and he healed them all, and charged them that they should not make him known.
All right, thank you. So this revolutionary spirit, this revolutionary force flies in the face of established law, flies in the face of established law and order. Go to Matthew 23. Because many will have much to say. But are they following the example of the real and living Messiah, Ka-Rast? Start at verse 1.
Matthew 23, verse 1. Then spake Jesus to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whosoever they bid you observe, and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not.
So these people sit, they say, in the seat of the law. Moses. And they teaching what Moses taught, but they ain't doing what Moses did. Same thing happening today. Continue.
Verse 4. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers.
So these people are living off of the tax dollars of our population and shutting the country down in certain instances, causing people to not be able to focus or pay bills because they cannot work. But meanwhile, their salaries aren't being decreased. This is just an example of how these people who are in power are doing exactly what you see here in Matthew 23 and 4. Continue.
Verse 5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments.
So we just had the opening of Parliament. In this day and time, they were talking about the priests, but we have gone from the priests to the ministers now. Continue.
And love the uppermost rooms at feasts.
Two meats, as Rodney Monk would have said many times when he was in the Senate. Two meats, go ahead.
And the chief seats in the synagogues.
Yes, go ahead.
And greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi.
So they love to have these titles, the most right, honorable, this, that, next thing, blah, 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 blah. Continue.
But be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren.
Go ahead.
And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven.
Go ahead.
Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. But he that is greatest amongst you shall be your servant. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted.
Okay, go ahead.
But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
So these people who are going to tell us that we have freedom in this country, that we celebrate Emancipation Day, etc., etc. These are the same people who are saying, but no, leave up Queen Victoria. Leave up Christopher Columbus. Leave up Woodes Rogers. Leave up the vestiges of colonialism. Don't put up a full statue of Samalo Butler. We can get to in a bit. Don't put up a larger than life-size statue of Sir Lyndon Pinland. His statue probably just as tall as he was in real life at the airport. Right? And we okay with this. But we'll put a 20-foot conch shell at different roundabouts. We'll have a 40-foot flamingo in the middle of a roundabout. And we don't see the psychosis in all of this. We don't see the fact that we as a people still in 2021 are walking around with the vestiges of colonialism. And all we're supposed to do is sign papers and sign petitions. And that's supposed to actually do something. Well, it didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. Continue.
Verse 13. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in.
You don't know the law, you don't know divine law, and you don't want people to exercise the divine law. You want people to follow Paul's law. You want people to follow man's law, but you don't want to know about the laws of Ma'at. Hypocrites. Continue.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye devour widows' houses.
Yes.
And for a pretense make long prayer.
Yes.
Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation.
So this gentleman, he did what he did, but let me say this. That's a joke compared to what nature has in store for those of us who are not in alignment with her. You want me to statue? Continue.
Verse 15. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye compass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves.
So you go around making believers and you're not teaching them the divine doctrine. You got a bunch of little hellions and a little Englishmen and little Englishmen, men and women walking around with wigs on and Her Majesty this and Her Majesty that. And the divine law is frowning upon that. Continue.
Verse 16. Woe unto you, ye blind guides.
Ye blind guides. That's why we can't find our way in this country. Because we go from one blind guy to the next blind guy. Continue.
Woe unto you, ye blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor.
Continue.
Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold?
Go ahead.
And whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing. But whosoever sweareth by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift? Whoso therefore shall swear by the altar, sweareth by it, and by all things thereon.
Continue.
And whoso shall swear by the temple, sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein.
Continue.
And he that shall swear by heaven, sweareth by the throne of God, and by him that sitteth thereon.
Continue.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, I love them spice, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to have leave other undone.
So we don't pay attention to the scriptures. We don't go into the language. We know language is key, but we're not paying attention to what the actual language is saying. We're not trying to understand exactly what divine law is all about. We want to pay attention to what we call law and order. And our arrogance, oh no, there's law and there's order. Yeah, because some man or some woman wrote it down, that makes it law and order.
Wow.
I'm showing us this because we say we love the Bible. We say we love Jesus. We say we love God. We say we are a Christian nation. Are we reading this though? Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean what?
The outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess.
You only look like you're clean.
My goodness.
But you're full of it. This ain't Anku Sarah. This ain't the Holy Coptic Church. Matthew 23. This Yahshua Ka-Rast. Continue.
Verse 26. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also.
So we want to get down to the bottom of what took place yesterday. We got to clean inside. We got to ask what was the purpose behind what was done.
Yeah.
Don't just tell me he trespassed and he vandalized. And yeah, that's all beautiful on the outside.
Right.
That's all beautiful on the outside. I don't even disagree with it. Yes, the police did their job, fine. But inside the matter, who was the statue representing? What did the person that statue emulated, what was that all about?
Right.
See, that's the inside of the cup.
Right.
That's what we don't want to address. You see? When you start dealing with the inside of the cup, people start looking at you sideways like you some type of criminal because you know what racism, white supremacy is all about.
Right.
Continue.
Verse 27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto the white sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward,
Yes,
but are within full of dead man's bones and of all uncleanliness.
this is the message for those people who can't see justice when it's sitting on their face. and all you could talk to us about is the laws of men, then we know.
That is,
Go ahead, brother.
that's that elitist attitude. They look down on others and believe they're better than.
They are like the whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful. They appear beautiful on the outside,
Yes, they do.
full of dead men's bones,
And all
My
that.
Lord.
full of Christopher Columbus bones, full of Paul bones, huh?
Wow.
Full of these lords of the Privy Council bones, full of the royal family bones,
Leopold.
huh? Full of Leopold bones, full of the
Patrick.
all of them, full of it, huh? The Berlin
Cecil
Council,
Rhodes.
that's right, full of it. Continue, my sister.
Verse 28.
All right.
Even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men.
Yes,
But within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity.
yes, you're gonna say that that man needs to go to jail, but then you can praise Jesus flipping over the table, though.
And excuse me, KaHun.
Go ahead, brother.
Yesterday, Bassett talked about hypocrisy and what a hypocrite, and how do you, go against that? How do you make sure that your life does not represent one of being a hypocrite? This is a very tough accusation that Yeshua was putting before these people. This is very strong.
Yes.
Yes.
And it is the position you are in now, my brother. It's the position I am in. It's the position we as Athonists, Ka-Rastians are in, because we are part of the revolutionary forces of this planet. And the revolutionary forces of this planet don't always align with the law and order of men.
Right.
It's a big responsibility.
Yes, it is.
You now have a target on you now.
Yep.
Yes, very much so. Everyone got a target. It's just who got the target on who. Because the devil got a target on them too. Clearly, saw it happen yesterday, right?
That's right.
Continue, my sister.